Hello, it's Simon, and this is the Wells of Wall Street. So today we are going to look at some stories here on my three triple X cryptos, not what you think, XDC, XLM, XRP, a bit of news there. And we're going to finish off with some crazy Bitcoin value assumption from a known investor in the investment world. So without further ado, let's go straight to the browser here. So my first quick update here is about XDC, which was one of our favorite projects, Steve and I. Zimfin, which is absolutely phenomenal hybrid blockchain technology. Please do go check out our previous video on that. I will put it at the end of this video for a bit of a lowdown on that and what it's about. But some really good news, certainly for me as well, because I have been waiting for this kind of application also. So currently I'm buying XDC through KuCoin. I was doing it through Bitrue before that, but it was a bit of a Bitrue. So what I'm going to say is that KuCoin is a lot easier. But now with the Zimfin wallet and the Garda wallet, which we'll go into in a second, this might entice me to start doing it through this one and keep them a bit more secure as well until Ledger and Zimfin finally sort themselves out and get that partnership going properly. So the news recently is Simplex. So Simplex is basically like almost a kind of a bridge really of a system that allows you to pay for crypto via debit card or Apple Pay. So if you have used KuCoin before, you kind of like usually have like 2 or 3 options, one being like Bankser, I can't remember the other one, and Simplex is usually the other one as well. So this announcement here is that XDC is now available for purchase on the Garda wallet via Simplex. So very simple payment structure here to be able to purchase more XDC if you want to, as well as other cryptocurrencies as well, of course. But the fact now that you can use XDC, why is this good? Because it makes it more accessible. I do think as well, quite recently with the XDC price jump as well, has had a bit of effect on this, with people being able to use or purchase XDC a lot more easier than they had done before. So this is absolutely fantastic. Bit of news here, and I think in terms of Garda wallet as well, it's great opportunity too. So head over to Garda anyway, and you can create your XDC wallet and everything on there and use the app as well and things like that. It's not something I use personally right now, but I am going to do a video on it as I learn more about it over the next couple of days. So I'll let you know how I get on, pros and cons and things like that. I'm sure hopefully that'll be helpful for you guys. So available on the usual platforms, Apple Store, Google Play, and of course the Windows Store as well. I think that's actually desktop, I don't know what I'm talking about Windows app for. But yeah, it looks like you can get the desktop version of that as well. So just make sure you keep all your passwords as always safe and sound, and I'm pretty sure they'll do passphrases and things like that. So don't give that to anyone. Don't do that. Don't give any information out, especially on comments on YouTube. Don't look at any WhatsApp numbers and nonsense, things like that on the comment sections. Keep it to yourself, please. Keep it as safe as possible. So yeah, that's just a bit of news on XDC. Like I said, one of our favorite projects. The next X, go and give it to you, is XRP. This is phenomenal news, in my opinion. Of course, we have seen a good growth in XRP quite recently. I think we're hitting that sort of like 74, 75 cents right now. But look at this. Considering the suppression that XRP or Ripple have had in the SEC lawsuit, right? XRP daily trading volume doubled in Q2 to $4 billion. $4 billion. Now, everyone's always saying, oh, XRP is never going to be anything, this, that, and the other. I'm really sorry, but $4 billion doesn't just get wiped off out of nowhere. Although, having said that, I think Coca-Cola had a similar amount wiped off in one go from that Ronaldo taking the bottle off thing. But what I'm saying is there's a lot more than $4 billion invested into Ripple, I can assure you, in XRP. But this is absolutely incredible. And like I said, I do think it has obviously had a bit of an impact on recent growth in the market as well. I think there's just loads of positive news coming out at the moment. It's almost like it's gearing us up for the next bull run cycle. Who knows? But let's see how that develops. But this is absolutely fantastic. XRP, again, one of the key fundamental projects that Steve and I, are massively invested in. I will admit, I don't have as much XRP as I do XDC. And that's just purely because the price of XRP, I was stupid when it wasn't 12, 13 cents to buy more of it. I rested on my laurels, and that's a lesson learned. I do try and buy a small amount every month on payday, not a gigantic amount because I have built up a fair bag of it. But XDC, because it's so lowly priced and has gigantic potential, I'm not making that mistake again. So XRP, of course, a fantastic project in terms of interoperability and bridging finance. Albeit I've done a video recently about maybe they're being potentially under threat via things like SwiftGo and the BIS Innovation Centre announcement quite recently with the Nexus project as well. There is rumour that XRP and XLM do power that kind of project in some capacity, but I'm not quite sure of the ins and outs on that. But one thing's for sure, don't trust banks and innovation centres. So they might put one in the back, as it were, at some point. You never know. So this, I just had to throw this out there because I think it's fantastic. It's great for the project. It's great for the crypto community that this sort of money is still being invested despite a lawsuit. A nonsense lawsuit, I might add. Absolute nonsense lawsuit. There's no doubt in my mind. Hopefully it'll be finished this year. I do think it will end positively for Ripple either way anyway. But I do also have that skepticism, like I said in the previous video, that it's almost like they're trying to suppress XRP on purpose so they can develop their own bridges and keep the control, because they know that decentralization is giving power to the people, and of course, who wants that? Banks don't. But anyway, XLM, next point here. We've done a video on this previously already. I'm not going to go into massive detail, but basically, of course, the MoneyGram takeover for Stellar XLM. So that's just basically giving the opportunity for, kind of like a better structure in terms of what they're trying to offer as a project and development. So I think this is fantastic news for XLM. I'm quite surprised that the XLM price point is still fluctuating as it is, but I'm sure, of course, as time develops, we will start seeing the improvements of that as well. But yeah, of course, the acquisition of that is fantastic. So yeah, let's see how that develops and the partnership develops over time. I think as well, I just want to add, it was actually kind of like rumors of this MoneyGram, but I'll get a confirmation it was definitely 100%. But that's good points. So that covers kind of like our triple X points here. I wanted to do it in one video rather than do 3 separate small ones to save time and not bore you as much. So that is about it for those. And then finally, this one, bit of Bitcoin news, 2 points here. So El Salvador, as you've heard recently, we're trying to intake Bitcoin as a currency. So recently they've announced, I think from the 7th of September, Bitcoin will be legal tender in El Salvador. Very interesting move. Who knows how this will develop, what kind of positive or negative news that might come out of this. But it's very interesting how they're going to use it as legal tender when it's not necessarily kind of like stable enough. It's very volatile. I'm really interested to see how currencies in digital format develop over the time. Will other countries join this kind of progression in terms of using it as legal currency? Will remain to be seen, but I'll keep you updated as I hear more, as and when we carry on this kind of interesting format of story. And then finally, I'm ending on this absolutely incredible number plucked out of the air. So Dan Held, okay, fantastic. So Director of Growth Marketing at crypto exchange Kraken. Okay, now I'm pretty sure he's doing this just to maybe get an influx of customers and people to buy more Bitcoin, I'm sure. But here we go. He reckons it will eat the real estate market for 200 trillion. Now, by the way, this is actually possible because the real estate market is phenomenal in terms of how much it is valued at. But he believes that this would put the BTC price around $9.5 million per token. Now, I don't think there's any statement here as of yet as to when he thinks that'll happen. But I'm pretty sure he's saying around a global asset valuation of 900 trillion. So arguably, maybe he's throwing this out that this will happen in about 10 years' time. Now, if that happens, well, wow, we've got a lot of new elites on our hands, I think, because there's a lot of investment going on Bitcoin. You think of the institutions, how much money they've thrown in, and if it does get to 9.7 million per token, wow. I mean, I don't hold any Bitcoin or Satoshis whatsoever. It's just a personal choice right now. I might dabble into it in the next drop, but I'm certainly going to do it now at its highest sort of peak in the recent run. But even then, like, you have to put a lot of money in there, I think, to get some kind of bigger value out of it. But either way, it doesn't matter how much you put in it. You're going to make money off Bitcoin, that's for sure. It's not going anywhere. Don't listen to all the FUD nonsense out there. It's going to zero. It's not going to exist, blah, blah. There's a lot of money in it to not exist, you know? So I just wanted to end on that really interesting number. But here as well, Greg Foss, director of Validus Power Corp, came up with 45 trillion market cap, so a lot less, $2.1 million price on BTC. Do you know what? Even if it was like 200,000 or 500,000, I think a lot of people will be extremely happy with that, let alone 2.1 million or 9.5. But wow, if that's going to happen, then amazing, absolutely incredible for the space and development of other crypto as well, because a lot of that money will pass through as well into the altcoins, etc. But yeah, the only one thing I would say about this, I know it's a very interesting big number thrown out there, but the trillion market cap here is, in my opinion, realistic. It is possible. 10 years, not sure. Maybe 15 to 20, absolutely. But 10 years, well, let's see how crypto and digital, etc. Operates and develops over the next 5-10 years, that's for sure. Let's see where we are in the next run in 24, 25, and reassess this. I will keep this in mind and we'll reassess it in 2024, 2025. Hopefully you guys are still with us and not bored to death with our videos or anything like that, and we can look into this together. So that's about it, and all I'm going to leave you here with, please do check out our other videos. We hope you found this one in particular informative. We're doing more and more videos like this of roundups, as well as technical analysis, potential price predictions, and just general information around the crypto sphere and banking sphere as well. We like to keep it mixed up here to appease all audiences. Do like and subscribe, really helps the channel out. We're trying to build, obviously. We're nearly at 270 subscribers now, which is absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate your support, and hopefully we can get to 1,000 soon. And then we will start doing some live videos and getting you guys more involved in that side of things, on live chats, etc. Please do click the bell button next to subscribe as well. Make sure that you get notified of any videos coming up from ourselves to throw your way as and when they come out. So other than that, guys, I'm just going to leave it there. I hope to see you, XLM, XRP, XDC, and Bitcoin on the moon. We'll take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.